The topic of this video is funnels, specifically abstract funnels. What I'm trying to do again is to go down that next level now. We've talked about the highest level, talking about what something is, how does it fit, is it good? We've looked at a slightly lower level, the so what questions, the problem, the contribution. Now we're going to look at the questions that I've seen the most in the engineering space, particularly for an abstract. Now, funnels occur in many places in papers. Every single paragraph in a paper actually is a funnel of sorts. The first sentence expresses the idea. The rest of the paragraph supports the idea. The last sentence might link into the next paragraph, but all of it can be conceptually thought about as a funnel. And the abstract for a paper is the most important funnel of all. We've seen this picture before. The introduction has a funnel. The method and the results section may seem to be within a funnel. And then the discussion and conclusion is turned up the other way. Now, the reason it's turned up the other way is because you've got the world of technology, of the problem as it exists at that point in time, and you've got the work. So the introduction relates the world through to the work, previous work, and so forth. When you get to the discussion and conclusion, you're then looking at the actual contribution that your work has made towards the bigger picture. So you then start to come back out. You're talking about what general results you've produced. Where else can this piece of work be used? So you've got funnels pointing down all the way through the paper, and then you come back out again as you start to relate it to the world, looking at future work, looking at other applications, and discussing the significance of the work. So funnels is very important. Now, there are actually funnels within funnels. So the introduction can be thought of as a large funnel into your paper, but within that funnel, there are little funnels. So there's a larger funnel, there's little funnels within that funnel, and so on and so forth. And if you write a very large thesis, these funnels can exist at several layers. So the larger the work, the more funnels there are, because all of that information needs to sit within bigger pictures. Let's get into how this works. It's a little bit abstract, but we're talking about abstract, so that's okay. So let's say your ideas are like colours. There's topics, there's arguments, there's claims, there's methods, there's applications, there's results. There's a whole bunch of things sitting in your head before you start writing anything down. They're scattered all over the place. Now, if you tip this on the side, you can kind of imagine that they're kind of all sitting there in this conceptual space and they're different colours. You need to take all of those ideas and order them, polish them, and structure them in such a way that in the end, you end up filling a conceptual container. So you start off with scattered ideas all over the place in different colours. You end up with a final polished piece of writing. You can't just jam them all into that bottle at once. You need a way of getting them in there. The way of getting them in there is through using the funnel. If you try to put them all in there at once, they'll just go everywhere. So the funnel is key. So funnels handle information by working from more general information to more specific information. It's really very sequential. You start from a broad picture and end up with a specific picture. Now, there are a couple of paragraphs in an academic engineering paper that are really very important. The abstract does this, and the first paragraph of the introduction both need to do this in very specific ways and follow a specific recipe. What I'm going to give you is the recipe, and we're going to look at a number of examples in these videos of how we can take an abstract apart and think about them in terms of something I call the abstract frame. As I said, the general idea of a paragraph is you go from generic to specific. You use a funnel to take your ideas, to start to put them together and follow a sequence. But like I said, there's many more funnels than just this one funnel. Funnels are everywhere. The introduction will have a number of funnels. The first paragraph will be a specific funnel. The body of an introduction, each body paragraph will act as a funnel. And then the conclusion is the funnel turned up the other way. So let's just talk about some of these components. So the introduction in general starts off by talking about the background and the context and finishes by giving you a roadmap of where everything is going. But the first paragraph of the introduction needs to start very specifically with the background context overview and finish with a thesis statement, what you're going to do in this paper, and it needs to relate very specifically to the title. Now, within the introduction, there are going to be other body paragraphs and body paragraphs throughout the thesis. They also act as a funnel for your ideas. You start with a topic sentence, you provide evidence and examples, When you're referring to other people's work, the evidence comes from their work. When you're referring through to your own work, You're providing the evidence. But body paragraphs occur throughout your paper. With your conclusion, you're restating your thesis, and then you go back out to that general context again, as I've already mentioned. So the paper gives you that shape. The funnel going in, lots of little funnels inside, and then a funnel coming back out. If you've done all this right, you'll be able to put up a sign saying mission accomplished. You will have got all your Smarties in the jar, and you'll be happy and ready to move on to your next piece of work.